Hey, how's it going, guys? So today we're gonna keep going, and we're gonna be looking at the light core cards. We're gonna be reviewing each one of them. If you guys haven't been paying attention, make sure you answer the question in the description in every of the core card review videos to earn a higher chance of winning the mega giveaway that's gonna be held at the end of the card review, where we're giving away a Tiet, a priest board, and a disciple board, thanks to our dear friend Nightlight, that donated this to the channel. So we're gonna be giving them away at the end of the core card review. So let's jump right in. The first card that we have is Patron Sacrament, where it gives a friendly creature frontline and protected. This card is fairly good. It's not amazing, but it's fairly good because it can give you a lot of flexibility if you need a specific card to be able to have frontline and protected. The only issue with this is that since you only have 30 cards in your deck, you need to be very picky about which cards you put in your deck, and this card is not that amazing to be able to put in the deck to be viable. So I'm gonna put this card in the 3-star category. It's not good, it's not bad, it's okay. Then we have Feyerick Blessing, where it gives the target friendly creature +1 health and draw a card. So it's a draw one basically, with a bonus of giving +1 health. Another 3 stars. It's okay. It's an okay card. Then we have Blind Martyr, with Afterlife, give +2 health to each other friendly creature. Since he has frontline and you put this with other creatures that don't have frontline, he's gonna have to deal with this first, and after he deals with this, it's gonna give +2 health to everything. So I would argue that after 2 creatures, if you can impact 2 other creatures on your board, this is already worth it in terms of mana, because it's giving 4 health. So I'm gonna put this card in the 4 stars because it's really good to be played in the early game to protect your other cards and also give them a lot of survivability. Then we have Illuminated Warrior, where you move the chosen 3 cards closer to the top of your deck. Right now, chosen 1 decks are not that great, but with the new expansion, the Trials of the Gods, chosen 1 decks are gonna become much more viable, especially because there's gonna be a card that allows you to draw the chosen 1 from your deck into your hand. So this is gonna become a really powerful card. But for a 1 mana 2/2, it's an okay card, so I'm gonna give it 3 stars, and that's it. Then we have Ritual Wrath. It's an okay card. A lot of people run it in their late decks to be able to deal with a lot of stuff in the early game, and it's a fairly good stat line, being able to swing 3 times and having damage dealt to you by killing those creatures is not that big of a deal with light, because you can always just heal back super easily. So I'm gonna put this card in the 3 stars because it's not great. There's like better relics, but it's fairly good. Then we have a Howling Light, where it sets a creature health to 2. If you choose a friendly creature, give +2 health. So this is a way of doing sort of removal. You're gonna see that a thematic of light is gonna bring is bringing down the stuff to 2 health or 2 strength or things like that. So if you have other creatures that have 2 strength and you use this, it's sort of a removal for 2 mana, which is fairly good. So I'm gonna have to put this in the 4 star because it can work really well with other combo creatures. Then we have Pacifism, where it removes sleep from all friendly creatures, and it's kind of like a board clear, but it's not a board clear, it's a stall, and reduces the attack of everything down to 2. This is another 4-star card because it's depends on how it goes, but sleeping might become more powerful as time goes on, and this card is going to be essential to be able to deal with it. And also it allows you to reduce like high mana cards to low attack. Then we have Recovering Sigil for 2 mana, heal all friendly creatures for 4. I would argue this is a 4-star card. It's a really good board heal for your creatures. If you're running like low strength creatures, high health, this is really good. So I'm gonna put this in the 4-star category. Then we have Chalice Priest, where ability sets a creature's strength to 2. Typically, you have other spells that do the same thing. Well, it's a 0/4, which is fairly hard to deal with it. And the issue is, when you summon things with backline, they're typically going to be targeted super fast because their effects compound over time. So the opponent's priority is going to be dealing with Chalice Priest. Since it has backline, it's very good. But I'm still going to put this in the 3-star category because it's not amazing. Then we have the Voter Follower, which is going to go into the 4-star category. It should be running in a lot of light decks. It was better before where it was a 2-3, but now it's a 3-2, which means that you're not... Before with the 2-3, you would typically be able to trade against 2 creatures. Right now, you can only trade against 1 creature, or if you buff this, then you can trade against more creatures, but it's still a 4-star card because it can do some heavy damage. Then we have White Levy, another 4-star card, where it transforms a creature with strength 2 or less into a 2/2 acolyte. This is really good because it can work on Pyramid Warden or really big walls that they put in the early game. As well as like creatures that have really good afterlives for the opponent. You can always turn it into something that works for you, so it's a really good card, 4 stars. Then we have Triumvirate Prophet, gives the chosen one +1/1 frontline and ward, move it to the top of your deck. This is a really good card. I haven't seen a lot of people run this card on chosen one decks, but it's fairly good. Because you can, it's almost as good as drawing it directly. But on top of that, you gain +1/1 frontline and ward. So that makes it really good. I wouldn't typically run this on its normal mana curve. I wouldn't play this on turn 3 because you need to have at least benefit a little from being able to buff the chosen one. So you want to buff it like 2 or 3 times before you play this. But it's really good for a chosen one deck. So I'm gonna have to put this in the 4-star category. It's the best chosen one card type of card that you have in core right now. Then you have Bright Mage, which heals a friendly character for 2. It's a 2/4 with a good stat line that heals, but it's okay for me. It's 3 stars. It's there's nothing special about this card. Then we have Impaired Smite, which destroys a random creature with the highest strength. So this is one of the other targeted removals that Light has. It's definitely 4 stars because it allows you to deal with a really high creature for 4 mana, which is fairly good, and allows you to combo with other cards if you want to do, for example, deal with stuff that has ward. It's 4 mana and below is the ideal optimal mana level to be able to combo with other spells or god powers to be able to deal with it. Then we have Radiant Embalmer, another 4-star card. Basically, this, if it was random, it would be bad, but since you can select which card you bring back, it's a really good recycling tool. You typically want to play this on really big cards or Demogorgons, for example, where you recycle stuff that you need and that it's going to give you extra cards. So it's really good, 4 stars. Then we have Patron Priestess. I really like this card, and before I would put it in the 4 stars, but not anymore. I'm gonna put it in the 3 stars category because typically it doesn't have backline and the stat line is terrible for what you're paying. Even though the benefit in the long run is really good, they're definitely gonna deal with it as soon as this comes into the board. If it had backline, then yes, it would be 4 stars, but since it doesn't, it's 3 stars, and I'm gonna stick with it. Then we have Holy Enchanter, where it gives +2 health to each other friendly creature. This is fairly good. It's the same as Blind Martyr, but it has a 2/4 body attached to it. It's okay. It's not great, so I'm gonna put this in the 3 stars. Then we have Helius Guardian, where it gives +2 health to a random creature with strength 2 or less. And it's afterlife, so you can kind of control it. It would be better if it was raw, because then you would control exactly when you would give the 2 health. But since it has afterlife, the opponent can do that on his turn and put a creature that has strength 2 or less and then buff his creature. So this is kind of like a high risk, high reward type of card. I'm gonna put this in the 3 stars category. Then we have Serene Pie. At the end of your turn, friendly creatures with those strength or less get buffed by +1/+1. This card's fairly good. It's not amazing. I've seen this being played. It can work sometimes, but most of the times it doesn't. But I'm still gonna put this in the 4-star category, because if you have 2 or more creatures, then the amount of mana that you're cheating and you're getting advantages is really big. Then we have Battle Cleric, another 4-star card, where at the end of your turn summon a 2/2 acolyte, and this one has backline. So typically you need this to survive 2 turns. To be able to be worth the mana that you're spending. If it's 2 turns, then it's 6/6 worth of stats, and after 2 turns you're just getting free stuff every turn. Then we have Born Again, which pulls a random one. This pulls stuff back from the void. It's a really huge recycling card, 4 stars for sure, because it allows you to recycle a lot of cards back into your hand, and typically with light you're gonna have the tempo advantages as well. So it's a really good card. Then after this we have Purification Filter, where it destroys all creatures with strength 3 or more, another 4-star card. It's a really good board clear. If you're playing against light, you know that this is coming on turn 6 most likely, so you need to play according to that. Then we have Serious Glittering one, where friendly creatures with strength 2 or less get +1/+1. This is to buff the type of theme that Light has, where you're playing 2 strength creatures. Other than that, it's a good card. It's fairly good. You need at least 2 or 3 other. Well, you need at least 3 other cards to be able to be worth it in terms of stats. It would put this at 7/9, and that would be really worth it. Even I would argue that 6/8 is good enough. So 2 or 3 creatures to be worth it, but still 4 stars. Then we have our Cupid, where it sets this creature's strength and health to 1. This is a good type of removal. I'm gonna put this in the 4 stars again, too, because it's a good type of removal to be able to have on turn 6, and people typically run this in their decks. And then finally we have Penitents, where it transforms an enemy creature with 4 or more attack into a 2/2 acolyte, gain control. So basically it's the same as Light's Levy, but like a super buffed up Light's Levy. But you can use it on really powerful creatures, so it's kind of like a removal, because you even gain a 2/2 acolyte. And it gains frontline, protected, and ward, so it's really good. So I'm gonna put this definitely in the 4-star category, because it's a really good card. One more card. We have Zealous March, which summons up to 6 2/2 acolytes and gives them protected. For each one not summoned, it heals your god for 4. Basically, this puts a whole board on the field, and if you're playing this, for them dealing with this is going to be super hard, because it's 6, potentially 6 2/2 with protected, so they need 2 board clears in order to deal with this. So I'm gonna put this at 5 stars, because it's I would argue that this is the best core card that Light has to be able to play. It's not gigantically powerful, but if you play the 2 of these in a row, then it's super annoying. It's feral. It's super hard to deal with, and you pretty much won the game. Do that. So, and that's it, guys. That's card review for the Light core cards. Next one that we're gonna have is gonna be Magic. That's gonna be it's gonna have a lot of interesting spells. If you haven't answered the question in the description, make sure you do to participate in this video's giveaway, as well as the mega giveaway that we're gonna have at the end of the core card review. And make sure you smash that like button to help out. That helps out a lot the channel. We wanna signify to the YouTube algorithm that this content is really good, and we want to have more people playing Gods Unchained, so when they come to YouTube, they're going to be seeing the card review videos and things like that, and they're going to learn how to play them. What we're here for, it's to have fun and to learn how to play Gods Unchained. Anyways, guys, see you guys next time. Peace out. Bye bye.